to the grid. We've got a couple of rookies on the front row. Jordan McGregor and Josh Denton, fresh out of karting. And yesterday was their first ever standing start in a race. Now they've got the front row. That is a lot of pressure.
A little bit of pressure.
It's a fair bit. Brendan Grove won yesterday's race, held off his teammate Will Brown. And that is a win on debut in the series. Tyler Everingham, youngest driver ever in this category. And he will start alongside Nick Rowe, who was a bit of a naughty boy yesterday. What was the fallout from all that?
Look, they were fairly calm back in the paddock, but here he is on board with Nick Rowe, SCT Logistics, AGI Sport. So, look, he apologised to the drivers, which is the best thing you can do. Went up, said sorry, went in a little bit deep, took a drive-through penalty, and he'll start out of P6, which is exactly where he finished yesterday. And Tyler Everingham just in front of him at a P5. We can't say enough about this young kid. And also JRD, Junior Racing Developments. There he is on screen in the matte black Miguel. So JRD were in Formula V last year. They identified Formula 4 as being the next run on the ladder for them, and they've entered one car. 6 months of hard work for them, and they've signed young Everingham, and they're going to be a team to watch this year and next.
Yesterday's first race was oh so exciting. That young man lines up in the front row after finishing third yesterday. Congratulations to Josh Denton on a huge drive. This is the fast guy to watch out for. He'll start inside row 2. The revs come up. A couple of rookies on the front row. Can they handle the pressure? I'm nervous for him. Kems Jayco Australian Formula 4 is go. They've ticked the first box. They've got a clean start, and Denton with a flyer swings straight across to take the lead. McGregor falls back to third. We look over the shoulder of Will Brown. He tries to get around Jordan McGregor as well. He wants to try and make sure that he makes this move as quickly as he can, and the hairpin is the perfect place for that move.
Great start by Brenton Grove. Great start by Joshua Denton. If anything, I think young McGregor's start was pretty good, but just bogged down a little bit. More wheel spin for Denton, but it allowed the car some momentum off the line.
Oh, tight racing in the background as Josh Conroy goes the high line around Everingham, drags Jordan Love with him. Or McGregor's moving over to the left-hand side aggressively. Maybe he didn't quite know where Nick Rowe was. Nick's going to have a pretty good sit to the inside here. Can he go late under brakes? We know he's a demon late breaker. This is tight. Oh, man, that was close. Oh,
and off goes McGregor.
Yeah. He fought and fought, but around he goes in an awkward spot. Can he keep that car alive and moving? As he disappears in the dust, he'll be so frustrated. He started off the front row and unfortunately is facing the wrong way. What a shame. A
little bit of inexperience there. He probably should have conceded the position. Nick Rowe had a good run up the inside. He braked really late, but just tried to hang on around the outside for a little bit too long. But he'll learn. Needs more miles. Look at this. Here's a move for the lead. Grove down the inside, but gets a slow run on the outside. Denton using all his karting experience for the over and under, and he should get a really good tow up the back straight here.
Look at the way these cars move around. Even going in a straight line, they dart from left to right. Side-by-side action for the lead, and you've got the best seat in the house to watch it. Will Brown watching his teammates do battle. Denton wants to hang tough on the outside, and they take each other out. Oh, the teammates have speared each other down at turn 6, and they disappear into the dust. Oh, goodness.
Will Brown saw all that happening. Brenton Grove's not happy. I'm not sure if it was... look, we'll have to have a look at a replay. It was a bit of 50-50 there, I think, but trying to get cars started. Let's hope we don't have to go safety car. Will Brown says thank you very much. So does Nick Rowe and Jordan Love. 1, 2, 3.
Neither are happy with this. They're both sitting there shaking their head, blaming the other guy at the moment.
I was actually just about to say, Chad, if you went up the back straight with 3 BRM cars thinking, this will be interesting, let's hope they all work together. But you've got to remember, it's not like V8 Supercar. They're not professional drivers. Yes, they're in the same team, but they're all out racing for each other.
Safety car is heading onto the racetrack because we've got a couple of BRMs beached outside turn 6. Looking forward to breaking this one all down as the Lexus safety car heads on out to pace the field. This is exciting racing, and this is why I love junior categories, love junior Formula stuff, because there is so much to play for at this age, and you're just trying so hard to prove yourself on live TV with all the V8 Supercar teams here to watch. It pays to win.
Hopefully, the guys should know where reverse is. You go back through neutral with the left lever, left paddle, and then another left paddle to reverse. So sometimes you need to just release the clutch pedal off the floor a little bit to engage reverse for the dogs to engage. So maybe having a little bit of trouble till the car gets rocked. This is a replay of the start. So really good start for Josh Denton. Went over pretty aggressively left to cover line, but that's fair play. McGregor did the right thing, just slotted into third. Will Brown fourth. And Jack Smith being cautious there. Go on board with Will Brown.
He got a good start, but there was a bit of a roadblock there, and unfortunately couldn't find his way through.
Nowhere to go.
Wow, he had to be really patient. Okay, this is the battle for fourth. So that was Nick Rowe who had to jump on the curbs to avoid McGregor, and then McGregor ran himself out of road. And around he went. That
would have given him a little bit of a fright on the outside. So just have a look here. So at this point, he probably just turned in a little bit tight. And yeah, just effectively just hung in on the outside a little too long. Look, Nick Rowe did the right thing. He got out of that, and it could have been contact. So here's the external replay. Let's have a look. Grove on the inside. Denton turns in. And yeah, look, if anything, maybe just didn't quite give Brenton Grove enough room on that occasion. They could have gone through there. I'm confident these cars too wide. I think young Joshua maybe just turned in a little shallow here. Watch, just, well, though Brenton is up on the curb as well. So, you know what? I'm going to let Carl Reinler decide that, but that's not my job.
Carl is the DSO for this category, much like Jason Bargwanna is in V8 Supercars. Oh, that is tight. He was as far over left as he could, but then he kind of barreled off that
I think he got up on the curb because he got a little squeeze from the outside. But look, Carl will review that. Both cars have onboard cameras. They'll use all those external shots, and about 4 hours time to race 2 after the V8 Supercars. So both these cars look like they have minimal, if any, damage at all, and they can have another go for race 3.
I'm looking forward to actually watching them come off the back of this field here. They'll probably be a few laps down, though.
They will be, yeah.
So here it is again for Jordan McGregor in the Opticoat car.
Look at the air. Off the back of these scissor tooth curbs, these cars do not like them. Just really... Remember, they're a carbon fibre monocoque, very stiffly sprung, so it doesn't take much to bounce the cars up in the air, and I think no point Grove continuing. That's a real shame because... you know, there's a fair bit to play for here. There's 10,000 per round win, 5 for second, 2.5 for third, and Grove was the leader. So there's cash up for grabs for these young drivers.
That is going to be an awkward debrief, that one down at Team BRM.
So at the moment, Grove is actually still second for the round on 27 points.
He's going back out too.
So he just needs to finish, even though he's going to be laps down, to tick the points over. And who knows what race 3 will bring. Well,
those two are still racing for position here at the end of this race.
Yeah.
So it's actually on between those two, and it's on at the front because the restart is coming. Oh, man, they're on top of each other.
Doesn't get much closer than that.
Well, they're all kart boys, so they're not afraid for close quarters action rolling starts. Nick Rowe, can he pounce on Will Brown on this restart? Will controls the field. When he goes... The race is back to life. Green flags are being waved, so it's all up to the Cars Galore 99 to pace the field and decide when we get going again.
Not sure if that's 80. It was a slow 80, but that's all right. He's maintained speed, Will Brown. He's done everything right. A little bit of dirt on the circuit there.
Jordan Love's jumped to third, by the way, in 2 clean laps of racing. That's a great effort. He started at the very back of the grid, where Green running once again. Race 2, Australian Formula 4.
And... Grove and Denton are about half a lap behind, so they're just going to have to perhaps work together this time to try and drag themselves back up to the field, which is unlikely with 9 laps remaining.
That safety car was good news for Jordan McGregor. Oh, a bit of a lot left front there for Will Brown, but he manages to get it turned around anyway. McGregor and Tyler Everingham fighting on the racetrack for 6th position as we go on board with Nick Rowe, the young West Aussie, trying to chase down a kid from Toowoomba.
Looks like he's gaining slightly, too far away to really gain from a slipstream, but certainly not losing any time. It's good to see Nick Rowe back in the championship this year. He's got a lot of experience on dirt speedway, as it is great to see Jordan Love back, car 79, who spent a bit of time in the off-season racing in Asia and also in his home state of WA.
Father Ian Love was an Australian Touring Car Championship privateer back in the 90s. And he looks to the inside from a long way back.
I was going to say, that's a long way back to be thinking about a pass. Perhaps just a little bit of psyching out there, just moving to the inside to try and distract Nick Rowe.
Conroy and Smith. Smith done a really good job here as well. Remember, he started on that back row, so he's managed to get himself up to 4th. So up 5 spots at the start of the race.
Yeah, good job for Jack Smith. Bit of an unfortunate incident in race 1, so he's rebounded quite well so far. And Josh Conroy also just getting more comfortable with the Formula 4, having not even sat in one until first practice on Friday. So good job to be up to 5th at the moment.
Jordan Love would dearly love to get around Nick Rowe here. He's locked the brakes slightly down at turn 2. Love was taken out by Nick Rowe at the very first lap yesterday. So there's a bit to play for between these two, a bit of feeling. He's got a really good toe down towards turn 4 this time. Nick covers the inside line. Love just ranges up onto that right rear. Can he over-under him through the hairpin? No, really good mid-corner turn in there for Nick Rowe.
Yeah, really good exit. Considering he was actually mid-track, or if not 2/3 to the inside, being defensive, he's managed that really well, although that's a great run, a great exit for Jordan Love. Car 79, he's really pulled out of the toe. He can't go inside. He's going to now look on the outside. Gee, he lost big corner speed, but he really got off the corner. Well, oh, someone in the dirt there.
That'd be Will Brown.
It is. It's our race leader. What's happened there? Has he just gone in too hot?
Oh, I don't believe it. He's just driven off the circuit, and now this is the fight for the lead. You just never know what's going to happen in one of these races. A bit of a surprise there. Didn't see that one coming, Cameron.
No, we saw all the dirt. We had a great view on board with Nick Rowe. In fact, Nick took a lot of curb, but Jordan Love is looking like the quickest guy on the track at the moment. In fact, 57.02, 57.02. Actually, 3/1000th of a second difference in the last lap time. So let's see what happened.
So our cameras were rightfully on the battle for second.
Yeah, we've missed that. He hasn't gone that far wide.
Let's listen.
Here we go.
It didn't downshift again. It's the same problem that happened yesterday with the throttle sensor, maybe.
Yeah, well, we actually had the Walkinshaw Automotive Group investigate that, and they appear that it may... What happens is you try and downshift too quickly.
This has just happened, by the way, Ken. This was the fight for the lead here. So Love tried the outside, couldn't quite make it work. The positions stay the way as they are. Sorry, you're saying?
So if you try and downshift too early in these cars, as soon as you hit the brake and downshift, it can actually ignore the shift. It rejects the shift. So we think that in Will's case in the previous session, and not 100%, that may have been the case, that it rejected the shift. So whether that's happened again in that instance and the car just couldn't downshift, or whether it is that throttle position sensor that he's had an issue with. A real shame for Will Brown.
Here we
Still
go. This is on
tied
here.
on points.
This is absolutely on here. Nick Rowe is not letting Jordan have an inside look at all down there at turn 6, and it's very tight between these two. Rowe knows what it's like to be a race winner in this category. He ticked that off the bucket list at Sydney Motorsport Park when he won by 13 seconds in a wet race. The biggest margin of victory ever in this category at the time. Oh, Love was a little bit awkward there on the bumps at the exit of turn 2. Look at him just peering in the mirrors, spying him. Says, you're going the long way, buddy, if you want this. Oh, this is good stuff.
Right down the outside. Now he's going to try the over and under, surely.
Just cannot get that foot down quick enough through the mid part of that corner. Nick Rowe getting excellent exits. Will Brown trying to pick his way back through the field. This is him going around Jack Smith. Jack being quite courteous, not blocking the left-hand side of the racetrack there. And Will cruised on through, and here we go again. Has Love got enough momentum on the outside?
Not quite enough. This is great racing.
Oh, he's done it.
Made it right round the outside. Nice move, Jordan Love, to take the lead with only 3 laps to run in this one.
That was a cracking move. Oh, a bit of a slide.
He's still pushing hard. This isn't over yet. So just clarifying that, so when the driver's braking really late, it's very... It can be sort of common to hit the brake and grab a gear at the same time when you're braking so late in these cars. And the software in these cars, the ECU will ignore a downshift, and then it locks all of them out. So once you try and do the first downshift and you've done it too early, then you're trying to grab more and more and it ignores the shift. So No doubt they'll download the ECU on the car after this race and have a look at that to make sure that there isn't a mechanical gremlin that's giving Will Brown a hard time this weekend, who incidentally is still the round leader at the moment on 33 points.
Oh, Love just hooked the curb a little bit there, got a little bit sideways. That's enough momentum for Nick Rowe to try and range onto the back of him. This is the pass of the weekend in any category.
Right down the outside, but look, really smart racing. Nick Rowe gave him room, and Jordan Love did likewise.
Man, he got a huge run on him through turn 5. The slipstream working a little bit better this year than it was last year, actually.
Certainly down that back straight, and you never know, there could be some different aero settings on that car. Looking at the 79 car, that rear wing is pretty much flat, so they can adjust the rear wings to suit the level of downforce. Obviously, too much rear wing causes drag in a straight line. Maybe 1 or 2 holes difference can give you another K an hour at the end of the back straight.
In a category that's matched so evenly, it all matters, it all counts. Fight for the lead has been a good one. Will Brown is trying desperately to catch these guys. He's turned the quickest lap of the race on the last lap. He just needs more time because there's only 1 to go this time by, and he again sets the fastest lap of the race, that time of 56.3. It's the new lap record here, actually. So he's absolutely burning around, trying to catch these front two. If he had another 3 or 4 laps, he'd probably do it.
Yeah, 4/10 quicker than anyone else on the circuit at the moment, Will Brown. Just rattling him off, and as these guys battle, you never know what could happen. Rowe now.
Oh, he missed a gear at the exit.
He just got the limiter and just ran into the limiter.
And he's looking at his mirrors now because he knows who's lurking. Is Will Brown close enough? Oh, probably not. That was an excellent race between the front 3. Will Brown will be disappointed that he ran off the road, but it's his Team BRM teammate who's rounding the last couple of corners, and that's how they'll finish. 16-year-old from Mosman Park in Perth is going to win the second race of the weekend for Team BRM, and he earned it by passing Nick Rowe around the top, around the long side of the racetrack, and he wins from 8th on the grid. That was the double reverse grid for him.
Yeah, it certainly was.
That was a huge effort, Cameron.
Good comeback, great comeback. He was, and it's good to see those 2 guys exchange hands. Obviously, Nick Rowe made some contact in the previous race, so they've given each other the thumbs up. And a great way to come back for Jordan Love, who's definitely one of the chances in the championship this year, without a doubt. Great drive.
After seeing that, you'd absolutely have to agree that he is a shot. But Will Brown will be disappointed with just running off the road with all that room between himself and second position. Exciting race. We'll have 1 more. It'll be coming up after the V8 Supercars today. And Jordan Love takes the win by 0.8 of a second from Nick Rowe and Will Brown. Team BRM perfect so far this season with pole position and a couple of race wins. Jordan McGregor home for 6. Jack Smith started last, finished 4th. That's a really good effort. Grove beating Denton home.